Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be installing some StopTech stainless braided lines on the front of the Tacoma. My OEM lines, they're actually the factory lines. See if I can get it to focus here. They're starting to split ever so slightly and just show signs of dry rot. And as of today, I leave for Utah and Colorado in 2 weeks. So I'm checking over the truck, making sure everything looks good. This is something I wanted to replace anyway. It kind of helps with the firmness of the pedal. An OEM style line is perfectly fine. I just went ahead and went with this. So we're gonna go ahead and get these installed today. Luckily, this is a pretty straightforward install. We got a 10mm nut here and a nut here. And those unscrew from the brake line, and then we got some clips that will end up popping out. I definitely recommend getting a line wrench. It's a boxed in like this, and it keeps you from being able to strip this. If you just put an open-ended wrench on this and it's tight, pretty much 100% chance you're going to strip it. So definitely get a line wrench before you get started, because that's going to help you break it free without rounding your nuts off. So unfortunately, this nut right here on the line is actually a little seized, but this gives me an opportunity to show you guys something. You take a little torch like this, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna heat this up. Not a lot, you don't want a lot of heat, but we're gonna heat this up and it's gonna help us break it free. I've already soaked it with penetrating oil and everything like that, so this is our next step. Now what I got here are just some vice grips to hold this side of the line, because it's trying to twist in its bracket as well. So we give it a little bit of heat. Still pretty stuck. All right, so we got it free, a little bit of heat. Another trick is when you get your line wrench on there, hold it nice and steady, and then you can take a hammer, and the I guess the shock value you get from the hit of the hammer it really kind of puts a torque on the nut. So between that and that, we got it free, and hopefully that'll be our last hurdle. Now that we know both of our nuts are nice and free, what we're gonna do is break them loose, and then once they're loose, we're gonna remove these clips that hold the lines into their brackets, and then we're gonna unscrew the nuts from the line, remove the line, and just be warned, it's gonna be leaking brake fluid, which is okay. We just don't want all of it to leak out, because if your master cylinder goes dry, you're gonna get air in the system and it's gonna be a pain to bleed. So getting everything ready and prepared before you remove the line is a good step, so you can go ahead and get the new line on there and the system sealed back up so it's not leaking on you. These clips, there's a nice little lip, so you can kind of just grab it with some channel locks like that and kind of wiggle it right out. It'd be good to have a few rags handy. It is going to get messy. If you don't want any drips on your floor, go ahead and get a pan under it. Alright, bottom of our line is off. Alright, old line is out of the way, new line, and on the new line these actually rotate, which is going to make it pretty easy to get started instead of having to spin your nut. And take your time getting these fittings started. You don't want to strip them out. The fact that it's leaking brake fluid can kind of make you antsy and work a little fast, but it's very important that you don't cross thread these, because you're going to end up with a leak. One thing to take note of, these lines, see how they have flat sides here and here? Well, the bracket, the hole in the bracket on the truck corresponds to the shape of this, so you have to orient it to where it'll sit flush inside this bracket. And then see this recessed lip right inside there? That's going to allow us to slide that clip underneath inside like that, and that'll keep the line from coming out of its bracket. There's a clip like that on each side, so we'll go ahead and install those next. Alright, so we got our clip. It goes on the top side, and it's going to slide into that groove I showed you. And it should slide in pretty easy, and if not, you can just some light taps with a hammer. So now, that line is in the bracket and can't go anywhere. And do that for the bottom as well. Next, I recommend getting some brake cleaner and go ahead and clean off all your fittings very well so you can see if they leak, because after you bleed them, you can do a pressure test, hold pressure on the system, come back, and if it's totally dry, you can see if it's leaking at all, because it could even just barely, like, slightly leak. So definitely good to just double check that. You don't want to end up having a slow loss of fluid over time. Alright, I went ahead and did the driver's side as well. The side I showed you was passenger side. Same for both sides. Now that you're done installing your lines, you're going to want to top off your fluid in the engine bay. Then we got our bleeders right here. You're going to need a buddy to help you bleed. Unless you have, I'm using a machine, it's going to actually force fluid, so I can do it by myself. But so you get your buddy in the truck. After you've installed these lines, I recommend opening these lines and waiting for fluid to start dribbling out. That's what we call a gravity bleed. That'll get pretty much most of all the air out. After that, shut the bleeder valve. Get your buddy in the truck to pump up the pedal 3 or 4 times until it gets firm. And then when you open this, you say open, and then you get your buddy to push the pedal halfway to the floor, not all the way to the floor, halfway to the floor, and hold it there. And then once he's holding it there, you shut this and say closed, and then he can pump it up. And just repeat that for, let's say, 3 times on each side. And you should have a nice firm pedal after that. And you can go ahead and enjoy that firmer pedal and have that peace of mind that your brake lines are in good shape. And that's pretty much it. So I really appreciate you guys watching this video. I hope it helped you out. As usual, go ahead and subscribe and like. I do DIY videos like this on my truck. Pretty much anytime I add or fix anything. Actually, next I'm going to be replacing these 5100s with Bilstein 8112s. So yeah, that'll be coming up. They're actually going to be delivered tomorrow. So, and it's really cool technology, zone control, blah blah blah. I'll talk more about it on the video of install. So once again, thanks for watching.